Welcome to our refugee camp in Boston. Take a seat and enjoy our tale. Watney is chilling in his living room, sinking back into his luxurious leather chair. He has the remote control to his TV in his hands as he flips through the channels, looking for something mildly interesting to watch. As he's scrolling past the channels, he sees his favorite news show and thinks, "Yeah, man, this is my jam," Watney exclaimed. As he was watching, something most interesting happened. It was a live video feed of the president at a gathering announcing his new executive order. "I come bearing tremendous news, America. As of this moment, we will not be troubled with accepting anyone from 7 major Arab countries, including Syria." He dwells in a simple sentence. This made the crowd rumble with confusion. Watney sunk slowly back into his chair, absolutely shocked at the news he heard. "Oh no, this is bad news bears," Watney said aloud. "Not as bad as being stuck on Mars all alone for over 400 sols, but still pretty bad." Watney was restless, breaking out into a cold sweat of concern and tears. He may be sitting, but he can't stay still. His hands are shaking, and his right leg can't stop jittering. He's just been back on this planet for a few months and isn't sure if he wants to go on another adventure so soon. But he just can't turn his back on people who need him. Watney slams his clenched fist into the glass table, shattering it completely, standing up. "We have to save the Syrians!" Watney roared. He fumbled his way across the room to his golden coat hanger to grab his winter coat. As he's halfway out the door to set out on his honorable mission, he pulls out his iFruit and calls his homies. "All right, gang, gather everyone you possibly can. We gotta help the Syrians." He closes the door on his wonderful home for the last time for a while. These are the details relating to the backstory of our Taz, known as our context.
In response to the President's second executive order, we gathered to try and help these refugees. Among us are expert smugglers who have a history of smuggling people overseas in shipping containers. Using funds from donations, we purchase food, water, and whatever else is needed to help take care of the Syrians. The refugees are being kept in a warehouse that has been modified to house them illegally until they can integrate into society.
It's now early spring, and the weather is cold and windy. We set up camp in a 7,000 square foot warehouse located in Boston, Massachusetts. Our warehouse has a large kitchen, bathrooms, a rec area, a medical area, a therapist's office, classrooms, and a library and computer room. As for our sleeping arrangement, each family, or group of 3 to 4 individuals, are assigned a storage container which has been converted into a home.
We can house a maximum of 100 refugees at a time and currently have 50 residing. Our warehouse is not a permanent living situation for these refugees. So after 6 to 9 months, the refugees venture off into the world with fake documents, a job, and a home lined up for them. We have professionals on site at all times to help assist and take care of these refugees. Within these professionals are nurses, doctors, therapists, translators, and teachers. Any maintenance or upkeep is done by the refugees.
We're going to put 24 storage containers into a warehouse to make individual rooms. These containers are converted into homes for refugees by adding furniture and electricity. We have 8 more converted containers to use as a school, a medical area, a computer lab, and for storage. We have a kitchen and group bathrooms as well, but those are built by hired carpenters.
It can get quite cold in a warehouse. How do we keep the refugees warm?
Well, we're going to provide additional insulation with a spray-on foam. That way, the heat from our stoves stays inside.
To expand upon that further, we are going to provide heat in our warehouse by having a rocket stove, big fans, blankets, and warm clothes.
What is a rocket stove?
A rocket stove is an easy-to-build alternative stove design that has a vertical chamber similar to a kiln to insulate and guide the heat. This is used to cook food and help with heating the place.
Why don't you just use a normal stove?
Well, I'm glad you asked. We chose to use a rocket stove because it burns hotter and uses less fuel than a regular stove.
What are you using the fans for?
We're using the ceiling fans to push the heat back down. We also distribute donated blankets and warm clothes to all the refugees.
Keeping the refugees warm is important, but so is making sure they're getting enough food in their system.
We're going to have food and money donated to us from a charity that our founders established. The money is going to be used to buy food and other necessities for the Syrian refugees. We will collect food donations, keep some of it, and distribute the rest to other refugee camps. Each refugee will receive 3 meals a day, which is prepared and distributed from our kitchen. We will also have a seasonal garden on top of the roof of the warehouse, which will be managed by the refugees. To provide water for the people in our warehouse, they will go to the taps with water jugs and fill them up to supply water for their family. We will also route water to the showers, the kitchens, and to the toilets to dispose of our waste.
Other ways we are going to dispose of our waste is by having composting toilets and trash cans. We also have composting bins in our recreational area.
What do you do with the compost?
The collected compost from the toilets and the bins is used in our rooftop garden. As for the trash cans and recycling bins, each home, classroom, and medical room has one, and the trash from it is later dumped into a big trash bin.
That's really intriguing.
Indeed. One great part of properly disposing of waste and keeping good sanitary practices is not getting sick.
In our warehouse, we have 2 shipping containers that we converted into a doctor's office.
Where do you get doctors?
We meet them through Doctors Without Borders. They'll come in and provide medical care using supplies donated to our charity. If we can't obtain enough medical supplies using that method, then we'll use scavenged and makeshift supplies. If there's a medical emergency that we can't deal with, then we'll go to a U.S. hospital and risk the refugee being caught.
What about their trauma?
We have a therapist and another dedicated shipping container to deal with that.
Some of the other people involved are our scouts in Syria.
How do you plan to talk to them?
We're going to use satellite technology to communicate with them and with potential clients. Satellite communication can be used to get a connection anywhere, regardless of range or weather.
Won't your calls get intercepted?
We prepared for that possibility. With the addition of call encryption and with the number of calls going out, our calls to the scout should go unnoticed. Any further communication is by word of mouth, from the scouts to the refugees. With this form of communication, we can always maintain contact with our scouts.
Thank you for listening, everyone. This is everything you need to know about our Taz. I hope to see you also trying to help out the Syrians in any way you can. Thank you for coming.